Welcome to day 8 of Practice with Mary Beth in order to celebrate and bring awareness to Yoga Awareness Month. Again, this is a peek into my flow. So if something doesn't feel good for you, please find an alternative that works for you and your body. Starting out, I will admit, humble warriors, I am tired today. So what we're gonna do is I've added a few things in. We're gonna really try to generate some heat and some momentum. See, there's my brain is tired. Momentum, and try to get this day going and try to forget that we're tired. So that's the goal. I added a few things in, but again, the language that I speak is more of a telling you what I'm going to do, vice a teaching language. So just watch out for that, and at all times, make sure you honor yourself. All right. Okay. Starting in mountain pose. Feet hip distance apart, toes spread wide, knees over ankles, hips over knees, shoulders over hips, ears over shoulders. Eyes can be open or closed. Palms facing the front. Get curious, find your breath. Take a couple more breaths. Moving into moving mountain, the eyes can be open. We're at a little bit different stuff. So just take one step, pause. Shift your weight, still in the mountain pose, nice and stacked. Shift the weight into the left foot, pick up the right, and gently roll across those toes. Try to keep the gaze up and forward, crown of the head reaching high. Still in our stacked mountain. Take a step forward, the right foot, and then roll across those right toes. We're going to do this all the way to the top of our mat. At your own pace, whatever feels good for you. It can be a quick roll. Do rotations. Just find something that feels good. Waking up the tops of the feet, the ankles. When you make it to the top of your mat, come to standing again. Make sure that mountain stays stacked. Step back with the right foot into a very shallow kind of lunge. Find some depth if possible. Just for a very shallow, what my intention is a calf stretch. If something else feels good to you, do that. Step back with the left foot. And then follow at your own pace. Just walk forward and backwards, forwards focusing on the top of the feet, backwards on the calf, or whatever activity honors you. And find stillness as you work your way to the back of the mat or the middle. And very gently swinging the arms around the hips for a drum. If you've just woken up, I suggest keeping this fairly shallow, fairly gentle. Moving into alternating arms, one arm up, one arm down. Just switching. Try to keep the gaze forward so your mountain doesn't collapse. And release. Moving to the top of the mat. Feet together or hip distance apart. Toes are spread wide. Coming into mountain pose. Eyes can be open or closed. Take a moment. Find your breath and set an intention for this practice. Palms come together in front of the heart. Inhale, fingertips to sky. Exhale, forward fold. Bend those knees. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, right foot back. Think train tracks, not tightrope. Lift halfway and hover. Release into plank. Drop the knees, the chest, the chin. Inhale, chest and gaze up. Exhale, tuck the toes, up and back, downward dog. Our weight is in our fingers, not our wrist. Our sit bones are towards the sky. Knees bent and heels lifted as long as those sit bones are facing up. Inhale, right toes to sky. Exhale, right toes to right hand. Half lift to a hover. And release. Left foot joins right and fold. Palms together in front of the feet. Inhale, fingertips to sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. One breath. Inhale, fingertips to sky. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Left foot back into a lunge and hover. Release into plank. Knees, chest, chin. Inhale, chest and gaze up. Release, tuck the toes, up and back, downward dog. Inhale, left toes to sky. Left toes to left hand. Inhale, hover. Release, right foot joins left and fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Hands together. Inhale, fingertips to sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's do that again. Inhale, fingertips to sky. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Right foot back into a lunge and hover. Release into plank. Drop the knees, the chest, the chin. Inhale, chest and gaze up. Exhale, release, tuck the toes, up and back, downward dog. Inhale, toes to sky. Exhale, right foot to right hand. Inhale, hover. Exhale, release. Left foot joins right and fold. Palms together in front of the feet. Inhale, fingertips to sky. And exhale, hands to heart center. One breath. Inhale, fingertips to sky. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, left foot back and hover. Release into plank. Drop the knees, the chest, the chin. Inhale, chest and gaze up. And release. Tuck the toes. Up and back, downward dog. Inhale, left toes to sky. Exhale, left foot to left hand. Inhale, hover. Exhale, right foot joins left and fold. Palms together in front of the feet. Inhale, fingertips to sky. And exhale, hands to heart center. And release. Adjust as you see fit. Back into mountain pose. Toes wide, four corners. Joints stacked, crown of the head reaching high. Palms facing forward. Find the breath. And release. Heel toeing so the feet are together, toes touching with about an inch between the heels. If that is too much for you, feel free to stay at hip distance apart. Inhale, fingertips to sky. Send the sit bones back, almost like you're going to sit in a chair halfway. Breathe here. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Jump or step back into plank. Here's where you can build a little more heat if you want to. Let's hold the plank. It can be on your knees. Try to lower yourself about halfway down. Inhale, chest and gaze come up. Flip the toes to the top of the feet. And exhale, downward dog. Step or jump to your hands. And fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to chair, fingertips to sky, send those sit bones back. And stand with hands to heart center. One breath. Release the hands. Inhale, fingertips to sky, sit back into chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Hop or set back to plank. Lower halfway. Push through so chest and gaze come up. And exhale, downward dog. Step or hop to your hands. And fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to chair. Exhale to stand. And release. Shake it out. Grab a sip of your coffee or your water. Moving into our standing poses. Feet back at hip distance. Our mountain is stacked. Hands come to heart center. Inhale, fingertips to sky. Exhale, full. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, full. Hang here for just a second. Inhale that right foot back. Come to a hover. Release into plank. Lower halfway. Chest and gaze come up. To up dog. Top of the feet. Exhale, downward dog. Breathe here. Inhale, left toes to sky. Exhale, left foot joins left hand. Right foot comes to a 45-degree angle. Think train tracks, not tightrope with your feet. Inhale, fingertips to sky. Sit up and back into warrior one. Starting with our feet. Toes are spread wide. All four corners of the feet grounding. Slight pull to the feet. Try to find some depth in that front knee. Hips, as much as anatomy and ability allows, facing towards the front of the mat. Release into warrior two. Heel arch alignment. Feet are perpendicular. Toes wide. Four corners pulling together. Depth in that front knee. Hips are now slightly towards the side. Think of your mountain. Get your shoulders over your hips. Arms to a T. Gaze is out over the left arm. Inhale, reverse, which means drop your right hand, lift your left. Exhale, side angle, left elbow to left thigh. Right arm swings in front of you and opens like a flower, so chest and gaze come to the ceiling. Pushing out of that left arm. And release. Drop that right knee to the ground. Left knee is still bent. Hands come to hips. Drop the right hand. Inhale, fingertips to sky. Exhale, right hand to the outside of the bent knee. Turn and look behind you. And release into plank. Lower halfway. Chest and gaze come up. Tops of the feet for up dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, right toes to sky. Exhale, right foot comes to right hand. Left foot comes to 45-degree angle. Inhale, fingertips to sky for warrior one. Toes spread, four corners, depth in the bent knee, hips facing forward. Your mountain is stacked. Release the shoulders from the ears and breathe. Release into warrior two. Heel arch alignment. Feet are perpendicular. Again, our mountain is stacked, gazes out over the right arm. Inhale, reverse, lift the front hand, drop the back hand. And exhale, side angle, right elbow to right thigh, left arm swings in front of the body, opens like a flower. One long line from the right hand to the right foot. And release. Drop that left knee to the mat, right knee stays bent. Hands on hips. Drop the left hand. Inhale, fingertips to sky. Exhale. Left hand comes the outside of the bent knee. Turn and look behind you. And release into plank. Lower halfway. Inhale, chest engaged, tops of feet. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, right toes to the sky. Exhale, right hand to right foot into a lunge and hover. And release. Left foot joins right and fold. Palms together in front of the feet. Inhale, fingertips to sky. And exhale, hands to heart center. And release. Moving into a balanced pose. Bring the feet hip distance apart. Toes are spread. All four corners of the feet. Mountain is stacked. Crown lifting. Shifting the weight into the left foot. With a focal point that doesn't move. Bring the right foot to the right hand. Align the knees and breathe. If you would like to feel it more in your shoulder, you can rotate that hand around the toes to the inside of the foot. Keep breathing. And release. Shake it out. Feet hip distance. Mountain stacked. Shifting the weight into the right foot. Left foot joins the left hand. Knees aligned. Mountain still stacked. And breathe. Again, if you want to feel it in your shoulder, feel free to rotate that hand to the inside of the foot. Keep breathing. And release. Get out. Feet come wider than hip distance, 45-degree angle. Mountain is stacked. Drop the sit bones to the floor with a straight spine as much as possible. Elbows to the inside of the knees, palms together, chest and gaze are up for a yogi squat. Feel free to do this on blocks, a table, whatever serves you. I'm going to stay here for 1 minute. Keep breathing. Get curious. How can you shift your weight to make this more accessible to you? What little micro movements can you do to get that chest and gaze up? 30 more seconds. And release. Come onto the mat into a tabletop position. Fingers are wide, but the weight is in your fingers. Wrists are underneath your shoulders. Knees are underneath your hips. Going into a cat and cow. Starting off with cow. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest and gaze, but don't collapse in the shoulders. Exhale, lift the spine, drop the gaze. Gaze comes to the belly button. The back arches like a Halloween cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Take a few moments here just to move at your own pace, your own breath. Finding union of body and breath. And come back to a neutral spine. Moving into a modified headstand. Drop the crown of the head in between the thumbs. Your hands can stay next to your head, or they can move back to your calf or your palms down next to your calves. Do you? But breathe. Bring your hands next to the head. Gently roll back into that tabletop. Nice neutral spine. Take a breath here. Take the hands long. Knees come wide, feet together. Send the sit bones back for an extended child's pose. Pushing and pulling. Rib cage on the thighs. Head to the mat. And breathe. And release back into tabletop. Threading the needle, shift the weight into the right hand. Inhale, right hand. Shift the weight into the left hand. Inhale, right fingertips to sky, opening the chest. Exhale, the right hand comes through in between the arm and the knee. Drop the shoulder. And breathe here. And release to inhale those right fingertips back up to the sky. And exhale, bring the hand to the mat. One breath. Inhale, left fingertips to sky. Exhale, thread the needle, drop the shoulder. Inhale those left fingertips to the sky. And exhale, left hand to the mat. One big deep breath. Send those knees back a little bit. So think about kind of plank position, but you're on your knees. Slowly lower all the way down, nice and slow. Arms come to a T shape. So this pose can get really spicy really quick. So please, please, please honor your body. Find what feels good for you. Starting with the left side, we're going to gently rotate the body, keeping the left arm straight over to the left side. Right leg coming behind you. And breathe. And release. Roll back to center. Arms come back to that T shape. And then rolling the body towards the right side. Left leg comes behind you. Releasing back to center. Onto the belly. Arms are extended long. Feet are together, extended behind you. Gently lifting the feet off the ground. Then the arms for Superman. Keep the limbs lifted. Keep breathing. And release. Drop the forehead to the mat and take a breath. Bring the arms, palms down next to your hips. And lift everything from the belly. So legs are lifted, arms are lifted, chest and gaze is lifted. Breathing. You can rotate the arms to find something that feels good for you, but lift the legs a little higher. Lift the chest a little higher. Arms a little higher. Sides of the mouth lifted. Breathing. And release. Drop the forehead to the mat and take a breath. Rolling onto the back. Knees are bent. Heels are just below the sit bones. Palms down next to the hips. And on your next inhale, start the rotation of your hips towards the top portion of your body. And then just roll the hips all the way up for bridge. And hold here. Breathing. And roll the spine down. Hips down. Take a breath. One more time. Roll the hips towards the top of your body. Start to lift. Hips are going towards the ceiling. Lifting, lifting, lifting. Feel free to bind underneath if that is something within your own practice. Release the bind. Release the spine. And take a breath here. Hug the knees into the chest. There can be a rock if you like. Arms come to a T. And on the next exhale, drop the knees left. Gaze goes towards the right hand. Inhale, knees to back center. Arms still in a T. Drop towards the right. Gaze to the left. Knees come back center. Palms come to the outside of the feet. Or you can use a strap for happy baby. Get curious, explore here, find what feels good to you. Strain a leg, leave them out wide. I don't know. Do you? As long as it feels good. And release into resting pose. Legs are long, feet are flopped out. Palms facing up next to your hips. Muscles in the face relaxed. Letting the body be supported by the mat, by the floor. Observing the breath in the body. Still here, still breathing. Starting to invite movement back into our body, wiggling hands and toes and feet. Send the arms long overhead, toes reaching long like the great stretch. And roll to the right side. Gently come into a sitting position. Eyes are still closed if that's comfortable for you. Hands resting on the knees. Observing the breath. Maybe reflecting back on the intention you set in the beginning. Hands come to heart center. Thank you for practicing with me, and I hope you had a wonderful session, building a little heat, building a little momentum for the day, and I hope you have a fantastic day, Humble Warriors. Have a good one.